Hello everybody, and this is Carla. I do remember my own name. This is Carla, and I'm here to do a review for episode 13 of season 2 of Scorpion. This episode is titled Wide Out, and it's a fairly accurate title as everything was really, really white in this episode because, of course, Team Scorpion had to go to Antarctica in order to solve a problem the government was having. This is one of those episodes that started off really, really flaky, no pun intended, but later on it got better. So it was kind of so-so in my mind, but it did have its weird, weak moments, and it did have its strong points. So let's start with the beginning, which is generally the biggest stretch of the episode as far as I'm concerned, and it's the fact that they can just jump on a plane and go to Antarctica. Yeah, sure, it happens that fast, of course. So from that point on, I was like rolling my eyes at the thing, like not taking anything seriously. When they got to Antarctica and they were pretty much just dropped off there, without any sort of, come on, the base cannot be empty. If they have it up there, it's for a reason, right? So what are they using the base for? They just get there, there's nobody around, and they have to set up a satellite dish. Of course, they can't do that from the inside because that would be too easy, and they have to go outside to actually get the antenna set up, and that's when they lose Happy. So then the team splits up. This whole thing is still really, really white. By the way, my brain is starting to freeze. Pun very intended. They lose Happy, and for some reason she didn't get the memo that when you get lost, the best thing to do is just to stay in place. I would say she should know better, but whatever. She started walking and got even more lost, and then Toby follows her because, quote unquote, she's the love of his life, which admittedly made me squeal because I do ship them. I really liked that moment when Toby, Walter's trying to, reason with Toby that, if he goes off, he's going to get lost as well, and then they'd have to rescue two people and whatever. And Toby's like, hey, if it was Paige out there, lost and freezing, wouldn't you go? And Walter's like, okay, point taken. And that was fantastic because they never actually mentioned if Paige actually heard that, but that was a big moment, man. That was a big deal because Toby had just said that Happy was the love of his life, and all of a sudden he's bringing up Paige, and Walter's like, yep, okay. So, I thought it was a big moment that was kind of played for short in a way. Like, I wish more had come out of that. It didn't, but hey, maybe it will in the rest of the season. I'm not sure. Who knows? I just know that it was a pretty big moment for me because it basically meant that what Happy means to Toby is the same that Paige means to Walter. So that's good. So anyway, they go off, and then there's a lot of going back and forth, which kind of bored me. They have to go get the water, so they go back to the tent, and then they go back out so they can set up the antenna and all that kind of stuff. I kind of blanked out. I didn't really care. In the meantime, back in Los Angeles, Sylvester and Paige are trying to contact the team that is actually under attack that they're trying to rescue, right? And I thought it was really great that Ralph was the one who got to do it, because once again, I really like it when Ralph can actually be useful without having to be in the middle of the action, which is just plain out negligent. But in this case, it was okay because he was back home, he was safe. On the other hand, I kind of question the idea that you have this little 10-year-old kid actually talking to a soldier who's getting shot at halfway across the world. Like, I don't think that's a good thing for a child to see. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about it because, again, I do like Ralph helping, and he did help, so I can't really fault him for that. But if I had been Paige, I would have pulled my kid out, like, away from the screen a long time ago. But it's good that Ralph helps, and I really like the song because Sugar We're Going Down is one of my favorite songs of all time, actually. And I really love the feeling, that feeling of we're going down, but we're going down swinging. I think it was really applicable in a way. So I didn't mind. I just found it funny because Ralph is like, yeah, my mom used to listen to this song from when she was a teenager. I'm like, it's not that old. Although now that I think about it, it might be that old, and now I feel ancient. Oh my god. But yeah, I liked the detail. I thought it was. I mean, it was funny because you don't expect to hear those songs, like those really popular songs, in these shows. But it worked for me. I don't know. Maybe the people who don't like Fall Out Boy, didn't like it as much as I did, but I did. I liked it. I still think it was kind of a stretch for this, military dude to actually be taking advice from a 10-year-old, but hey, I can roll with it. This show has been giving me worse stretches, even in this episode, so I don't mind too much. The thing is, then Toby finds Happy. She fell down, I don't know, a ravine or whatever it was, like a little hole in the ground, which I thought was really convenient, wasn't it? I mean, she couldn't have fallen off a cliff. No, she had to fall into a hole in the ground. Right, that's very convenient. But Toby found her because she threw out the book of his arch nemesis, which she was reading, and he knew that had to be her, so he pulls her out, and apparently he has a big blanket in his backpack, but he doesn't use it to pull her up, or to, he doesn't try to tie it onto anything around, maybe to see if he can go down and then come back up. No, he just throws everything and falls into the hole with her, because that's what people in love do, apparently. So much for geniuses. I don't know, I just feel like he should have tried to do something else and not just go in and try to die with her. But whatever, love, I don't know. The thing is, he tries to warm her up, and then there's that really creepy conversation about him being like, yeah, I have to take our clothes off, we have to be naked because, skin to skin contact and whatever. It was very fanficky to me, so I didn't necessarily like that. I mean, come on, we've all written fanfic about this plot before, where two people are freezing and the only thing they can do is get on a sleeping bag and get naked together, and all of a sudden, love. So I didn't like that. It felt very cliche. But on the other hand, I guess under the circumstances it made sense. So it's not like I'm really angry about it. I just wish they had come up with something else. But then, when Walter and Cabe are actually installing the antenna, and then they go back to try to help Toby. I thought that was cool because they added in a lot of sciencey stuff that I really liked, like the whole thing about boiling water freezing faster than cold water. It's actually true. It might not make that much of a difference when you're at minus 40, because even non-boiling water is going to freeze relatively fast, but I like that they put that in. I like that Walter actually knew that they should, inhale the hot air rather than put it on top of them, because it's easier for vapor to travel around the body rather than heat transmission through the skin. So I thought that was cool. I mean, some things were cool, and I liked that Toby didn't give up on Happy. And I almost kind of like the fact that he said he was happy to die if it was with her or something like that. I thought that was sweet. I mean, cliche, but sweet. So I can't really fault them for that either. The cool thing was when they got home, and I like those team moments. So I really liked it when they went back home and had the little reunion, and it all came full circle with the whole camping and rope tying thing. I love that Paige did that, by the way. I love that Paige was like, yeah, you tie a knot, even if she's like halfway across the world. She's like, I'll tell you how to tie a knot through the mic. Sure. Because she's badass. Which was kind of funny because she was saying that Cooper was badass. I didn't think she was that much of a badass. I mean, she was basically blackmailing the dude. I think it would have been a lot more badass if it had been anything. If it had been about anything other than a cat, or a pet in general. Like, I'm sure she could have come up with other stuff to blackmail the dude about that would have made more of an impact. But still, I like Cooper, so I don't mind. But I really liked when Paige was the one who was badass. Was like, yeah, let's tie this knot, and teaching them something that all those geniuses thought was antiquated. That was hilarious. Yes, there's a purpose to knots. I mean, I'm not a great knot tie or anything. I don't know anything about knots other than the one that I tie my shoes with. But I thought it was funny. Because, yeah, sometimes antiquated things actually do help. And, you know, the whole Boy Scouts thing, it helps. It helps. You never know when you might need those, that knowledge somehow. So I thought that was good. I really, really liked the scene at the end with Happy's dad. I'm always happy to see Happy's dad because I keep forgetting that he's around, and that Happy has a family of sorts. So it's always good to see that, and I think it helps because I think he gives her space because she has her own life and he has his own life, and they don't really know each other all that well to like actually be joined at the hip all the time. But I think it's sweet that when she needs him, he comes and tries to help her, and he cares a lot about her. And now she has that tape to remind her of her mother, which I thought was really sweet. I really like that whole scene. And I like the fact that Walter actually brought snow from the South Pole to Los Angeles so they could have a snow fight. That was hilarious. Maybe the whole thing with Paige wanting to have a second kid, I mean, I can see her thinking that. I think it was laid on a bit too heavily, but I did like it at the end when Walter was like, when Paige was like, yeah, he already has siblings, and Walter's like, yeah, and he's more mature than all of them. That's hilarious. And I like that Happy tried to, you know, convince Toby that they should go public because, you know, she's learning to open up, and the whole thing with her mother and stuff. I also like that Sylvester was the one who gave her kind of the idea, I guess, because we all know what Sylvester went through with Megan. You know, that whole seize the day mentality. It's really good for Happy to have her after all. So I like that she was trying to open up into, you know, actually commit to the relationship in a way. Like, if it's out there, then that makes it more real. So I like that, and I loved the way that Toby seemed so shocked. That was hilarious. So just basically all the big nitpicks I had with this episode from the beginning, by the time the ending rolled around, I didn't mind them so much. So yeah, not the greatest episode. A lot of stretches that I didn't really care for. A lot of snow, and I don't like the cold, so I was feeling really cold when I watched it. Just by watching it, I was feeling cold, which I don't necessarily like. But it was an okay episode. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from this, because it seems like they're wrapping things up. They've been wrapping things up in these last few episodes. Like, okay, Walter's kind of assimilated the Megan thing. Happy and Toby are together. Walter also seems to be opening up to Paige a bit, and, you know, Sylvester's fine. So I wonder what they're going to come up with next. Like, is it going to be related to Cabe's blood pressure? Because I felt like that went nowhere. But I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like they have to come up with a whole new, you know, hurdle for these characters in the next few episodes. but we'll see how it goes. So that's it for me now. As usual, be sure to visit our website at thegeekypub.com if you want to see more Scorpion reviews, or we also have like reviews for other TV shows, books, movies. We have a bunch of stuff in there, so visit and browse around. You'll love it for sure. And if you guys want to be notified as soon as possible whenever we upload a new review, then you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where the reviews go up first, even before they hit the website. So remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.